Welcome. If you're new to this channel, this is Life Notes with Paris. I'm happy to see you here. If you love our content, kindly consider to subscribe. Today, we are looking at how can I have a healthy lifestyle in campus? To have a healthy lifestyle in campus, it has to be governed by some few principles. One is having a goal and a vision. Have you written your goal? Yes, you're in campus, you've been called for a BSc in engineering, BSc in computer science. What exactly do you intend to become? Do you see yourself that managing director of that organization? Do you see yourself opening your own IT company? Do you see yourself being the next PS of energy? Who do you see yourself? That is what a goal is supposed to be. And your goal and your vision must be written on paper. You know, the Bible says, write your vision on paper, that he may run with it that sees it. Without a written vision, the probability of you pursuing it is zero. You have to write down where you're going, so every time you wake up, it reminds you, this is where I'm going, and therefore I will not allow distractions. You know, when I say writing down your vision, when I was doing my undergraduate, in my second year, I really wanted to become a manager in a horticultural farm. And then after going for attachment, I felt, no, this is not where I belong. I thought I want to now work on becoming a lecturer. And I kept believing it, seeing it, and speaking it. Because it was my goal. This is my vision. I have to see it for myself. Because no one will see your goal for you. Sometimes you may explain your goal to someone, your vision to someone, but they may not understand it. You're the best person to understand it, believe in it, and speak it until it materializes. And sure enough, it materialized. At that year, I was sure I wanted to become a lecturer. And I did not allow any distractions in terms of people who never believed in me, people who brought me a negative talk, people who felt I'm dreaming too big. I just avoided distractions. And that's my number 2 on how to live a healthy lifestyle in campus. 1 was goal and vision. 2, avoid distractions. You now have a goal, you have a vision, you know where you're going, and you know the time frame that you want to get there. You have 4 years in campus. You do not want somebody that distracts you into drugs, distracts you into partying every other night, distracts you into drinking every other day. And you know the funny part is, we've got students that have come in very sober, bright students from high-end schools, and when they come back to campus, they meet the wrong relationships that distract their destiny. And all of a sudden, they are lagging behind in their results. They are drunk. They come to class drunk. Others, they come eating miraa. And you know what? The funny part about campus, like I said in my last episode, this is your world of freedom. Come drunk, nobody asks you. Come eating miraa, nobody asks you. That's your life. The best I can do as a lecturer is just give a speech like I'm doing right now, tell you it's wrong to take miraa, it will ruin your future, but guess what? The choice is in your control. and the consequences will soon catch up with you. So choose to have the right friends. That is my third and most important. Show me your friends and I will show you who you are. Choose wrong friends. They show you how unimportant it is to study. Choose wrong friends. They show you where you should be going out and hanging out to get free money out of sex. Choose wrong friends. They show you how to use your free time, not learning a talent, not growing yourself, not exercising, not going for swimming, but wasting time, either in dance, drinking, cigarette smoking, and all that. And at the end of the day, you'll have nothing to show after the 4 years. It was having the wrong friends that took me into a relationship too early in campus. Coming from a naive background, I didn't know what are boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. But it hit me hard after marriage, because guess what? I stood in that relationship. I worked on that relationship all my life, from campus up to marriage, and only to get into marriage and discover this is not what I wanted. And now I have to quit, and quitting was at the wrong time. I'll be giving my story as we watch more episodes on Life Notes with Paris. If this episode is helpful, please consider to subscribe. To live a healthy lifestyle in campus, you must have your own boundaries. I know we are coming from environments whereby we've not sometimes been grown to put boundaries, but boundaries are very critical for your life. You need boundaries. A boundaries is something that is just as simple as saying no. Sometimes no looks like rude. Sometimes it looks like, I wish I never said no. I wish I would have gone around the bush and make it feel like it's an easier no, or it's like a half yes, But the truth is, you need boundaries. And the boundaries should be as straight as saying a big no. No to meetings that you're not interested in, meetings that won't grow your life. No to parties that are not in line with your character. Parties that are not in line with your values. What are your values? You're coming maybe from a Christian background. There are those things you believe. They are the belief systems that your parents have brought you up in. Is that party going to uphold those beliefs? Or is the kind of party whereby we have 2-sums and 3-sums and all this kind of nonsense that is happening in our current world? And the truth is, as much as they may look fancy, their consequences are too deeply rooted that you won't imagine it. In the next few years, you'll be regretting with a lot of emotional pain, wondering, why did I even start it? And it just started by having no boundaries. I'll advise you, have boundaries. Strong boundaries where you say, no, I'm not willing to do it. And even if they look at you and say, oh, you're so much, as in you just look like so shoddy, you look like mshamba. In our time, they used to say you're mshamba, Nowadays, I don't know the kind of language that the Gen Zs are currently using. But at the end of the day, whether the kind of name they call you, the consequences will be deep. So you'd rather absorb the name than have the consequences later. You'd rather get that shoddy name than be the person that will suffer the consequences of not saying no to the wrong relationships. Avoid toxic relationships. What do I mean by toxic relationships? Getting into toxic relationships is when you have a friend, either a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that pushes you to do things that you don't like. They either intimidate you, they humiliate you, but because you're emotionally attracted and attached, you end up staying in that relationship. Toxic would mean you're the one cleaning the clothes, cooking and everything, and someone is busy reading. That's toxic because you are losing your direction for your goal. Toxic may mean having a relationship that wants to do absurd things, like someone who wants to come and sleep over in your home, in your room. That is toxic. You know, at the first time may look fancy, but believe you me, you're making a wrong choice. Toxic relationships is that kind of girlfriend of yours or that kind of friend of yours that keeps on, showing you how much you're not enough. They keep criticizing your looks. They criticize how you do things. They criticize how you talk. They criticize how you dress. They criticize everything. They're not positive. They're negative talkers. They don't see anything good in life. Have you ever been in that kind of an environment whereby people are just talking, there are no jobs in Kenya, there is no opportunity in Kenya, there's nothing, yet you're in campus? I mean, if you are in campus, it means that you believe that once you work hard, there will be an opportunity. So you don't want to be surrounded by the toxic talkers who talk you out of your vision, talk you out of your goals, talk you out of positivity, talk you out of your self-esteem. They make you feel inferior, make you feel unworthy. Those are toxic relationships. Avoid them by all means. If you love this content, please consider to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm always reminding you to keep believing in yourself. See you in our next episode. In our next episode, we look at why character is very important in your lifestyle.